You guys get along pretty well on the set?
Yes, we did actually. I think in many ways I can't ever remember any real big fallouts or anything. I remember in some ways we kind of were a little bit separate in the sense that Brinsley and Peter were older. They didn't have to have a chaperone. So they sort of did their own thing. And I was a bit on my own because I was nearly out of chaperoning. I mean, I was officially meant to be chaperoned, but I wasn't really. And also because I did an awful lot of the dancing and the singing, I was often busy off rehearsing on my own with things. And then the others, Michael, Douglas, and Debbie and Bruce, were all kind of together because they had to be chaperoned, so they always had to be with the chaperone, and she would take them down to the schoolroom as soon as they'd finished shooting and things like that.
Okay.
I think I was meant to be doing O-levels actually at the time, but I remember thinking, oh, well, I can't do everything. So I sort of went off and rehearsed and hid. I think I hid. I do remember hiding. Thinking, I'm not going to school. I've just done a day's work. I'm not going down to the schoolroom. So that possibly explains why I only ended up with 3 O-levels. But now I'm a doctor, I don't think that matters so much. But yeah. But I think we did. We all got on quite well. And there were. I don't remember any kind of fights or anybody getting. I remember Douglas used to get very cross sometimes if he didn't like something, he didn't want to do something. But he was never bad-tempered about it. He just kind of would make it clear that this was not something he wished to. But I think the rest of us were pretty biddable. We did what we were told and got on with it, really.
Okay. Wow.
But I remember it being fun. I mean, it was. We did have a lot of fun on it as a show. I mean, I remember it as a very happy time. I did enjoy it a lot. But it's strange, because I was kind of like 15. So it's an odd time in your life, because it's a time really when you're forming your big friendships that kind of go on into your adolescence. And in a way, I was removed from my school life, and I went into this. I was there for it took 6 months to make. And that kind of, in a way, it was like I grew up on that set. And then from then on, I was really working as an independent actress. And I did odd bits I went to Crammers and did odd bits of schooling, private schooling. But I didn't actually ever go back into a situation with people who weren't, like people at school or people at college. I didn't do any of that. And I see Double Deckers very much as that moment at which I kind of stopped being a child and kind of became an adult, if you know what I mean. And it a bit got crammed into that 6-month period, I think.
Wow.
It was a bit strange. It was a bit strange, really. It's a kind of strange way. When I look at my daughter and I see all her friends when she went to college, which is like high school in America, when she was 16 to 18, she kind of, they all went round in a huge gang and they all did things together, and I didn't have that, because that was one of the things when you were working, is that you were mainly working with adults. And although, like on Double Deckers, we all did things together, that was because we were working together. There wasn't kind of like outside, remember us we didn't get together to do things outside the filming.